Okay, we're on. Okay, guys. So today I'm gonna be theorizing what would have happened if Jack Horner got his wish from Puss in Boots' Last Wish. Okay, so starting off, we have to establish what his wish clarifies. So, from what we get in the movie, we're basically told that Jack's wish is to have all the power, all the magical power in the universe. So, what does that mean? Well, magical can clarify as a lot of things. But the point I want to make here is life and death. Life and death is a magical thing. It can bring people home, and it can take them away as well. So, basically, he's wishing for the power of life to create anything, and death. That is what's so concerning about Jack's wish. So, now that we've established what Jack's wish means, it's time to establish what it would do. Well, actually, it's time to establish how he would get there. Okay. So, basically, how this is going to work is we're going to start from where in Jack's place where everyone's battling for the map. Now, YouTuber Finn the Pony has already made a universe where anyone can get the map. So, if you don't mind, Finn the Pony, credits to him, by the way. I'm gonna borrow your explanation and use it for this video. So basically, everyone is stunned and magically unable to fight back, except for Jack Horner. So basically, he ends with the map, reads the message, and knows that it's in the Dark Forest. He gets there, enters it, and then, well, I don't think we ever see any of Jack's things, so I can be very creative here. So, Trial 1. Pies of Fury. Jack laughs at this, thinking it's a joke, until he gets to the first trial. All of his men disappear like that. He is now all alone. And he thinks, oh, this is not a big deal. I still got my magical sack. Except, gone. Magical sack gone. All of the magical items gone. Now he's starting to panic, like, what am I meant to do? I don't have any of my allies, I don't got my magical items. So then, pies start raining from the sky, trying to squish Jack. Just like he's been doing to all the pies and men he's ever had. And Jack is, well, obviously furious. But if we learned anything from Jack Horner in the Puss in Boots' Last Wish, it's he's smart. And I believe he'll find some possible way to defeat the pies and escape, where he will be reunited with his men and get back his magical items. Trial 2. The Pit of Despair. Because Jack has relied on his magical items and stuff so far, we already established that he didn't need it for the first part. And we already made him have to go through a giant pie monster without his items and gang. I think our next course of action is to talk about his backstory in a way that can make him think that, oh, maybe I don't want all these magical powers because I'm already good as is. And the way I'm going to do that is the Pit of Despair. If he falls down, he gets all the magical powers he wants, but he is eternally alone, falling forever. And if he makes it across, he doesn't get the powers, but he stays with his men and his magical sack. So he has two options: get the wish for free, but be alone, or stay with his men and but have to only rely on his sack. Now, knowing Jack Horner, he'll immediately try to dive in and get his powers. But the only reason he stops and waits a bit is because how much him and the Baker's dozen have been through. Before the movie even starts, Jack Horner's already a ruthless man with a gigantic pie business. And he's already been with the Baker's dozen for a long time. So I think he'll actually consider staying with his crew. If he doesn't, he jumps down, gets his power, stays alone forever. If he does, though, he makes it across. And the magical force grants him one free item. And he gets a magical crossbow. Because in this universe, I'm not going to let him already have the crossbow. That's stupid. I'm not letting him already have a crossbow when he has all the horns. So if he chooses to stay with his crew, he gets a magical weapon of a crossbow to use his baby unicorn horns as ammunition for. And if he does, good for him, honestly. He learned that he doesn't just need his powers and be alone forever, which is exactly what his wish would do. So then, he moves on with his new weapon in hand. Now at this point, he's already learned he doesn't need magical powers to be strong, and that he gets rewarded for staying with people instead, and he gets rewarded for choosing to give up the powers. Now at this point, his mind's like, this can't be right. Magical powers are supposed to be my one ticket out of here. And for the final trial, the thing that will put the nail in the coffin, Memory Lane, to really revisit his backstory. He gets to see little Jack Horner in the corner, sucking on his thumb and saying, "What a good boy am I." He gets beaten out by Pinocchio, obviously. I mean, Pinocchio was a magical, talking, walking puppet. There's no way he wasn't going to win. That's when Jack Horner thought he needed magic. But this will show him that the true reason why he failed. It will show him audience members thinking that his little nursery rhyme is boring, and going to the way more popular character to fit in, instead of sticking with this person. You'll see that nobody was being mean to him in the fact that he was just lacking magic. He realizes people were just leaving him to fit in with others. And this will crack something in him. The stone cold heart that he's held for so long will finally explode. And by then, he's already grown a thicker skin because of the thing. And then he moves on to the wishing star. Now, since he's had the map this entire time, nobody else gets any redemption arcs. So Puss in Boots and K Paws and Palito don't form team friendship. Goldilocks still wants a better family. But Jack Horner, he's softened up a bit. Realizes he doesn't need powers to be special. And this is where I'm making a little crossroad. One where he makes the wish and gets all the powers, and one where he gives up the wish. Now, for the first one, the reason why I'm making this video, if he makes the wish, I believe he makes the wish, and instead of using his powers to be alone, he uses his powers to help people. What do I mean by this exactly? He gives money to the poor, or possibly, he can help make everyone else's wish come true. Bring new life to them. Give Goldie the realization that her real family's been from her. Give Puss in Boots, Kitty, and Palito the chance to be team friendship. The possibilities are almost endless. So that is what happens if he makes the wish by then. If he chooses to give up his wish, there's a battle royale between Goldilocks and the Bears versus Puss in Boots versus K Softpaws. Kitty lunges forward, looking to try to get someone she can trust. And Jack Horner, well, he doesn't know who to help, because, well, he doesn't want to be evil anymore. So, he hears everyone out and decides that the person who should get the wish is no one. He says, and I quote, "Look at you all, fighting over a wish when all you all have needed is right in front of you all the entire time." Editor, which is me, please put a Jack Horner's voice up there where he says that. I cannot do the Jack Horner voice. And everyone looks around. Goldie realizes the Bears have always been there for her, through thick and thin. Kitty realizes that who she needed the entire time is Puss and Burrito. Of course, Puss in Boots still needs his lives back. And Jack says, the only one here whose wish hasn't been from them the entire time is Puss. He simply needs his lives. And, well, he gives the map to Puss to make his wish. Once the wish is said, Puss gets all 9 of his lives back. And Death shows up. Oh no, wait, I think Death would show up before the wish. And instead of simply fighting for the map like he did in the original movie, I think Jack Horner would actually try to help Puss defeat Death for real. So would Goldie and Bears and Kitty Softpaws and Polito. They would all gang up on Death. A 1 versus, well, 8, then the 12 Baker's dozen that would have survived till this point. So, it's a 1 versus 20. Holy crap, Death is outnumbered by 19. Jack starts blasting magical unicorn horns at Death. Puss in Boots starts fighting with his sword. Softpaws is fighting. Everyone is fighting Death, trying to make him back off. And eventually, if Jack Horner gets a good shot in, I think he might be able to end it in one go, because he would launch Death into the, kill aura thing that they have. We saw what happened to that one Baker's Dozen lady in the original. I wonder what happened if Death got shot into there. Now, clearly he's, immune to it, but I just want to see what would happen if he was just simply shot in there instead of, just walking through it. So, Death is defeated, and Jack Horner gives the map to Puss, and Puss makes his wish to have his lives back. Once he does, the floor beneath them starts to break, and they all start running, except for Jack. He stays behind because he's done a lot of terrible things in his life, and he knows that he has to make amends for it. So he stays back and sacrifices himself to save Goldie, who I think would trip in this version, just so we can have a Jack save Goldie thing. Anyway, that is what I think would happen in both scenarios. Okay, thank you, and goodbye.